Must be working.
Got it.
So it's misreading the clock. I thought it was already. You can do the countdown, Chris?
I don't see the same thing.
Hey, good afternoon. We're sitting atop the last P&E meeting for the year. I wouldn't have thought that that would happen that quick.
I know.
December 1st, 3 p.m. Hope everybody had a good holiday. Looks like everybody came home safe. Is our call to order at 3 o'clock. Do we have don't see any public calling in. We don't have any public in the audience. Do we have a committee comment before I dive into it?
Nope.
Okay, then we'll go to item number 3, award a contract inspection and cleaning of water storage tanks.
Oops. Ty just pointed out a typo on my memo, so.
Yeah, I noticed.
I'll have to update
Yeah,
that.
you talked to the references for
Catalyst.
but they recommended inland.
There's a story there, but yeah. Okay, so there's a memo there, and attached to that is the information, the bid that I got from the low bidder, which is Catalyst Diving. And they are out of, I want to say, let me see where they're out of Calabasas. I was informed that it was started from employee that left Inland Potable. So there's a story there. Inland Potable was the last company we used in 2019.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's when I went to do this memo. I pulled up the old memo and built on it. And I guess I just didn't proofread it good enough. But so went out to bid. I sent it directly to 7 different diving companies, inspection companies. And then we got 4 bids back, as you can see, from Catalyst, Inland Potable, Advanced Diving Services, and Blue Locker Commercial Diving. And the lowest bidder was Catalyst Diving. They submitted 3 different references. I was able to speak to someone with Santa Margarita Water District and Yucaipa Valley Water District. They both supplied very good recommendations on using Catalyst. They're happy with their services. And Santa Margarita is continuing to use their services. Some of these, they're saying that they have reservoirs that they annually inspect. And then they have recycled water tanks and things like that. They have several different types of tanks, surface water reservoirs, things like that they've had them inspect and dive and stuff. So, and they've been happy with their services, very professional, on time, all that stuff. So no changes, change orders, hidden fees. So they are certified with the Association of Diving Contractors International, registered as a public works contractor in the state of California. So I am recommending that we award the contract Catalyst Diving for $30,400. We have, I believe, $52,000 in the budget for this project. That leaves room for any repairs that they might find that needs to be done that they can do underwater while they're out there.
How often do we do our tanks?
Well, we tried to do it about every 5 years.
Okay.
It's been 6 this time, although in a period of 1 year, we did it twice because of the earthquakes. We had just done some diving, and then we had the earthquakes, so we had them done again. And then we had new tanks being built at the time the 5-year came around. So we decided to wait and time this diving with also anniversary inspections of the new tanks. And those are going to be actually drained.
How many tanks?
2 of them will be drained like the new gateway.
Okay.
And I think it's the season. I can't remember. Well, in the college was 3. I'm sorry. So it's 3.
Basically, we're doing all the tanks.
We are doing all.
That's what I'm asking.
But there will be, the newest ones are actually going to be drained.
Okay.
so
Yeah.
that the coating contractor can.
What a
go
difference in
in.
bidding. I see a 21,000, I see a 98. I mean, geez,
Yeah, is there,
it's all over the place.
can you explain why Blue Locker came in almost double and not triple what the winning bid was? Was there?
I have no idea. I have no idea. And I got a spread like that last time too. It's just, I
That's
don't
kind
know
of what
why.
it is, huh?
Sometimes I think they just throw something at the wall and see if it'll.
They don't
stick,
need,
and
they got plenty of work
They
and
got plenty of work. I had some actually get back to me and say they were booked up for the next 3 or 4 months, so they couldn't bid, so. I was surprised, one company that we've used before and always seems to contact me, wondering if we're gonna be out to bid, didn't respond, so
really.
I don't know why. It's a little strange, but I did call and verify who to send the bid packages to.
I have a feeling that the guy, Aaron Hirschfield, president of,
Mhm.
is probably the guy that left inland. Yeah.
Yes, he is.
I've been here for 5 years now, and this is my first tank cleaning.
There we go.
Where you go?
2019 was the last time we did it.
Yeah.
So something new every day.
They'll go in and inspect and then they will vacuum the sediment off the floor.
Really.
Usually there's, an inch or so of sediment on the.
They basically clean the floors and then take a good look at everything.
Yep.
Is there
And when
any-
you say possible repairs, what do you mean that they might?
Just a little delamination or things they can do epoxy. There's epoxy you can
Okay.
use underneath in the water, underneath the water. So
Does the material they remove need to be handled in any special way or?
they have, no,
Okay.
they do have bags. We could have them put them in. Otherwise it goes onto the ground.
Yeah, it's just water saturated stuff.
Mhm.
Mr. Mallory, because you're on the committee with the Inyokern CSD, would it be prudent for us to at least inform the CSD that this tank diving company was in town and doing our tanks? Because that CSD tank will almost certainly need an inspection at some point in the future. Just as a favor to the CSD, we could certainly notify them and they could contact the winning contractor and say, while you're in town, that's their call at this point in time, of course, but I don't know if that would be appropriate or not.
See why it would. I don't see
No.
harm in doing so.
How-
What their plans are.
I think John or someone's already said, we know that their tank is in bad shape already, don't we?
They might not want to know how bad.
Yeah, they
shape
may
it
not.
is, but
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people that would.
Yeah.
Is this a state required schedule or is this just something that, good engineering?
AWWA recommended schedule 3 to 5 years.
I'd be surprised if it didn't pop up as an item on their grand jury event that they went through.
Yeah, I didn't see it in there because it's just a recommendation from
Yeah.
American Water Works Association, so it's not like a regulatory requirement, so it'd be hard to enforce, but I can't imagine anybody's been in that tank for a while.
Yeah.
I thought the report,
I'm afraid there may be some things in that tank for a while.
I thought the report from the Division of Drinking Water had already stated that it needed major repairs.
Yeah, it said there were issues. I don't
Yeah.
know that anybody's actually inspected it
I
from
think
the
it's a
inside, but
bolted
should be.
steel.
Do you have a standard working phone call with Holly or?
I do not. We're sort of leaving that to the lawyers to do the negotiations, but it is like, now that we've actually, if we actually go through the process and award to somebody, it certainly probably would save them some money if they did want to do it.
John, do you deal with anybody out there that we can sort of do this informally? Hey, by the way, we got a company coming out to inspect our tanks. If you're interested, we can give you their information and maybe you could save some money if they,
Sure,
They'll
the
only
person I really
mobilize
have is-
once, yeah.
Holly really is the only person.
yeah, that's what I would do. I would just let her know and let them decide if they're interested or not. I wouldn't,
Try to be a good neighbor in that
Yeah,
way,
no, I think that's a good idea.
I don't think they want to know, to be honest with you, but
but at least we offer.
Well, at
yeah.
some point, the state would require it, I would think, if the water quality degraded or.
I don't know what the state requirements are for that.
Yeah.
I think your biggest concern is just leakage. That could turn into minor leakage, that could turn into major leakage. Yeah.
Apparently goes the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know when we were there, Ken pointed out some rust right at the bottom that was not.
You can get deterioration of the coating on the interior too.
It's good working from the
And
inside,
rust.
from the inside out. Yeah.
Mhm.
My recommendation is we go ahead and recommend to the board to approve the contract for Catalyst.
I
You agree?
agree with that. That's,
Okay.
I am shocked at the price spread though.
I mean, look at the price range, it's,
Some companies have to mobilize from different areas. Some, I
Hmm.
think, inland potables in Utah and advanced diving's in Colorado and.
and plus Catalyst, they're fairly new. I think they probably want to get as much experience and
I believe so.
recommendations under their belt that they can. So in 6 years, you may see that price, double. Yeah,
They saw this, if you saw these range of bids from the other bidders, they might be
yeah,
a little less worried about coming in so low next.
yeah,
6 years ago, we paid around 30 to inland potable.
Okay. Huh.
yeah.
It's gone up some.
Okay.
All right. What else you need from us on this, Renee? Is
That's
that-
all I needed was a recommendation. It'll go
Okay.
to the board. I will
Yep.
make a correction on that memos before it goes in the
Thank you
board
very
packet.
much. And thanks for the recommendation, George and John, for follow-up on that. Let us know if you get any feedback from Holly on
Okay.
That leads into the next item there, Mal.
water consolidations. Okay, I'll start off with CSD. We did, Jim distributed to the board, I'm not sure if staff has seen it, a response from CSD to our letter, which I signed out last month, pointing out a few things that they felt they weren't being credited for in terms of progress towards the voluntary consolidation. I'm in process of talking with Jim. I think we're going to talk about this a little bit before the board meeting next week. There's a few things that they don't emphasize enough, which I think is the cancellation of the planned public attendance meeting to talk about this with the water district that they kind of abruptly canceled, and there was never a follow-up to reschedule another one. I guess we could be part and parcel responsible for that, but this all kind of fell apart when we got the JPA and the board, our board got a chance to look at the JPA.
So they're arguing that they've actually done something towards the consolidation.
Yes.
I don't see what yeah.
Yeah, and it's, in some of the things that they say in the letter, I don't think are grossly misrepresentative, but I think they overemphasized the progress that they suggest,
Right.
those steps that they took made. They're a little critical of us not providing any feedback specifically on the JPA. I think they thought it was going to be something that would be modified, still be acceptable to our board, but I don't think
Yeah.
in principle that
No,
our board
it's just,
was okay with the JPA.
no, you're right. I think in principle, he said no JP at all. Yeah.
So I asked Jim if he would probably provide me some record of what, because my understanding was that Jim was going to talk with their counsel and basically say, not interested in a JPA,
Right.
but I never saw anything in writing.
So they're using that as, this is what we tried to do.
Yes.
Okay. And when we didn't, okay. All right.
But
I'm not worried about that.
but
Yeah.
the fact still remains that in just a couple of weeks, the state's going to be here again
That's right.
for their second meeting, and they're probably not going to be very happy with the lack of progress on this.
Now legally, the steps that take place, I understand it. So somehow the state compels them to let us manage them. And then somewhere down the road, then we completely consolidate. So it starts out with managing, I guess, and goes into consolidation. So my guess is they're thinking that JPA was their way of saying to the state, well, here's the management agreement. That's what I'm thinking, but
Yeah,
let the lawyers sort that out.
I think that's correct.
Yeah.
And if you recall, it's been a while since we all reviewed that. I need to go back and look at it again, but they were still trying to retain meaningful positions of authority with their current GM
Right.
and their board, which I don't think was acceptable to any of our members of the board. So
And I believe the lawyers know this too, but the only way we're going to ever be eligible for the state to throw money in for us to do this is to do it by the state guidelines. So my opinion, if we would assign a JPA, the state would say, well, that's between you guys. We're not going to throw the money in. I don't know for sure, but the lawyers should know this and they need to keep that in mind because don't forget, that's the thing we're trying to attain here. If it is a management agreement, it's going to cost us a good deal of money to manage it. And that's got to come from somewhere.
right.
Yeah.
And it was clear from the first meeting with the state board that they did not have confidence in the CSD in being able to execute themselves out of this. And
Yeah.
therefore would not give the CSD money that the money would have to come to us.
Yes. Oh, I see what you're saying.
If anything was going to happen in the consultation.
Okay,
And the only way consolidation is going to happen if the state funds it. So
right. And I know that Ty was going to say before we did this too, we want a complete audit of what's going on over there.
I think
Yeah.
that was probably what I was hopeful to see was, and we didn't see, and maybe, I guess we could still see in the next couple of weeks, but, if Ty had been invited out and said, hey, here's our books,
Yeah,
had a chance to kind of look at them and then make then Ty or others could come back and recommend to the board, here's how we would see the water district stepping in and
Yeah.
managing this, because we don't know what we're up against.
no, we have no clue. So we don't have any idea.
So-
Got a checkbook registered, got a, who
A
knows?
vault somewhere.
Don't know.
relevantly brought up, we just this morning had a discussion in the finance committee. We'll be talking about our audit. I've asked Ty to reach out to the company that did our audit and sort of get an estimate that if there were to come a time where we needed to do an audit at the CSD, because the state says we need to do that, that seems like that would be one of the first things to be done. So he's sort of just trying to figure out a rough order of magnitude so that we could tell the state this is what it would cost
Mhm.
if they
Yeah.
came in and wanted to, 'cause I think that would be one of the first steps in a managerial type situation, was just audit their books. And Ty, I believe you said this was done at another similar water district. Was it Rand Community Service District that had that done?
Yeah, our auditors were involved with, it was what, 5, 6 years
Yeah.
ago when Rand was first having some major trouble.
Right.
They were
So-
engaged to go in and do that.
Okay,
We're just trying to be prepared should the state ask for it.
right.
Okay.
So it's going to move, you think things are going to start moving quickly here towards the end of the month and beginning next month?
Well, I certainly am aware that, and you are, that the state's coming in and it's going to have the second public meeting.
Right.
And their expectations was that we would have some progress to report regarding the consolidation, which we have little to report.
So question for the board. I know that we created a separate web page on our website for the validation lawsuit. I wonder, do we have or do we need to have a consolidations?
I already created one. It's been up for
Yours.
several months.
Okay, so you,
But it covers all the consolidations.
No, just this in your current CSD.
Okay.
and so are the public letters back and forth between the water district and the CSD public documents?
It should be.
I need to check with Jim because I think
Check with
I would
Jim.
want, I would want,
I can get them on there. The only thing I have on there right now are the original letters for setting up the original meetings and
Yeah,
stuff with the state.
yeah,
so.
so.
Has the state set up the next meeting yet?
I haven't heard the date
Okay.
yet, but the last we spoke,
Yeah.
when they were here, they mentioned December.
Okay.
Shocking that Renee's 3 steps and 3 months ahead of me.
Right.
So we'll get those posted up. I'll check with Jim, make sure that we're okay to.
I see it's standby, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay.
Awaiting council feedback. Jim, hopefully will get back with me in the next day or two. We may have more to discuss. Well, we have more to discuss next week, but hopefully we'll have
And
more information
Yeah.
next week.
depending on how long this meeting goes, we have a 4 o'clock call with Jim if you wanted to wait around.
Okay, I'll move
Right.
on if you're done with the CSD. I don't have much movement, really much at all on June 3. We are still waiting for approval to go to bid, but we are making changes to the bid package. Matter of fact, while George was out, as I was acting GM, I signed a change order with GHD so they could go ahead and
Yeah.
make those changes to the bid package. And I think legal has not yet sent out the June 3 agreement that the district would sign with June 3. So I know he's pretty much done with it. He just needs to get it out and get
Okay.
signatures on it.
Okay.
Let's see, what else is going on with that? I
Did
think
that thing potentially start this year? Once everything's in place and once the paperwork, that's what you're waiting on now, paperwork?
paperwork is going to take some time. I would say we're at least 2 months away from going out to bid.
Okay,
Then there's the bid process.
right.
Then the bids have to be approved. The bid has to be approved by the state.
I'm calling it up to 6 months now, yeah.
And then it'll be quite a while for shovels, you know, you had.
And then you gotta go for,
Go
then you,
get
then you
the-
go for bids, and then it has to be evaluated. Yeah,
Yeah, then, so the state has to approve everything,
another year.
but the plan is to be done by the end of next year.
Shovel will be done.
Be done with construction.
Oh, okay.
So calendar year, not
Yeah.
fiscal year, calendar year.
Okay.
So we'll see how that works
All
out.
right.
Let's see, Rademacher, there's been no movement on that. I need to get together with Jim on those easements. I think we need 3. We just need to do some work on getting those
You missing 1 or 3?
3.
3.
1, I think I just need to follow up with the guy and say, hey, are you ready to sign? Do you just need something from the GA that says, yes, your connection fees and your meter are going to be paid? He was wanting us to put together some kind of legal document saying he's going to get, in exchange for this easement, I'll get a free connection. I'm like, well, that doesn't really work that way.
No.
So, and plus we're not going to spend money on legal fees putting together an
Yeah.
agreement. So,
Yeah.
and then the lady kind of just rewrote it all. We just haven't even reviewed it because it's like 5 pages long. So Jim's like, well, if we get to the point I need to, I'll take a look at that and I might be okay with whatever changes she made and that'll be it. And then the other lady just hasn't responded. And we probably just need to go out and knock on her door and say, hey, this needs to get done. And if she refuses, we have to start the process of forcing that.
Right.
So
Have we received the reimbursement from the GA for phase 1?
yes,
Okay.
we have.
Thank you.
Yes.
Let's see, Brady Street transmission pipeline replacement
Yeah.
update.
So we've got 100% plans now for that first section to award. And those have been sent to the county for our encroachment permit. And we have hired our construction inspector.
Okay.
We expect by next week, I've been communicating with Mr. Chuck Krieger that we'll be able to send him, and also Justin's gonna go get some training. And we are waiting for a few parts, so we're hoping everything by the end of the month comes together and we'll be ready to get
And
started
John can start digging.
on that project.
All right.
Crew is itching to get busy.
Did you confirm that we can go ahead and go parallel next to the other
The
pipeline?
plan is to go
Oh,
parallel.
great.
Mhm.
That's going to save a lot of
Gonna-
money. Yeah.
Save money and time.
Yep. All right.
Yep. Any other questions on that?
Yeah, estimated completion for that first section?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, it's probably April-ish, May, yeah.
Mid-year.
No, hopefully it won't take that long, but yeah.
Yeah, no, our plan is to be done before summer, correct?
Mhm.
So we're going to put that pipeline back into service.
By the end of the fiscal year. Yeah.
It's
So-
2,600 feet and they're gonna put that T in at Ward first so they can get everything back on.
Yeah.
And then they'll be able to just lay that pipe parallel.
Okay, and then the second phase to Bowman is
The second phase will probably go to Drummond.
Drummond, okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we gotta go Las Flores and Ridgecrest and
Yeah,
yeah.
Drummond, Las Flores,
That's not gonna be ready this
Ridgecrest,
summer, that's
Bowman. Yeah. I
just
think
this
that's the order.
So we'll do phase 1, get through the summer, do phase 2, and a lot of this is, we're building the infrastructure and the team to make sure it all happens, that's why inspectors and getting the parts ordered and
They'll
things.
see how long this
It's actually-
takes.
Yeah.
Perhaps next year they end up doing a little more.
Maybe do more.
Okay.
Yeah, once they really get rolling, but it's actually going quite smoothly, all things considered for a whole new construction
Yeah.
section.
Cool.
Today we got the cost for the geotech firm to do the compaction testing and stuff
Okay.
too. So it's moving along.
Awesome. Press. Item 6, La Mirage area leak repair assistance.
I think we're still waiting on Jim Worth on that one.
Yes, sir.
So he's got a proposal from us. We're waiting to hear from legal
Okay,
And this is only going to apply to homeowners.
homeowners.
or
Okay.
just that one homeowner, or is this?
It'll be a policy that we would like to implement district-wide for any homeowner who might happen to be in this weird situation where their house is across a city street that's paved
Right.
with the meter on the other side. And it's not it may not be limited to just that area where that happens, so it would just be sort of a district-wide policy.
Okay.
So there would be the appropriate constraints.
Smart.
Do you have is there a main line on Mahan? I saw our guys working out there in Mahan between, seems like Bowman Road and,
Yeah, that's the city project we've been trying to stay ahead of before they repave it. We're replacing all the service laterals right
oh,
there.
okay.
That's the Mahan
And where
Street.
does the service lateral go under the road to those houses?
Yes, and the property, yes.
Okay, but the meter's on. the
So,
pro-
so there's the service, the main is on, oops, sorry, the main is on the west side of the road right there.
Okay,
And, you know, at Mahan, that
Right.
was county and city.
Okay.
That was the big debacle for years.
Hmm.
So the county pretty much gave everything to the city. So the city's going to be able to widen everything. So we'll get in there.
how far is their, where's their project to go to from?
What'd they say? I think it's going to be 36 foot wide, if I remember, from curb to
You're talking about how many
curb.
blocks or whatever?
Yeah, how far are they gonna go?
From Bowman to Springer is the.
Really?
And they haven't committed to,
To the highway?
to China Lake yet.
Yeah, but to Springer at least.
Yes.
Why, okay. I saw the guys out there and I was wondering what was going on.
Yeah, so they prioritized the existing homes, and then I believe when they get done with all the laterals to the existing homes, then they're going back and catching some of the ones that are just lots that just need to.
Okay.
Yeah, for years, the city, when they would clean up the road, would dump the excess dirt.
Yeah,
And it covered a few of our service laterals, so it takes a little bit of time to find them. So we decided to go get all the houses that are using water right now, and then we can drop back and start doing all the empty lots. That way, if we
Okay.
don't get them all finished before the.
I like that idea. Then you have to dig up the road if someone builds on a lot.
Yes, yes,
Yeah. All right.
yes, no moratorium fees.
I sort of got off the track there a little bit, Jay.
Good.
Yeah.
Arsenic plants.
Sure. So of course, you guys are aware that arsenic plant one was offline. Plant two is now offline. But we did push just under 14 million gallons through arsenic plant two this past month. And now we will begin winterizing the plants.
Okay.
And then later, engineering will tell us the results of all this fancy EPA sampling we did.
Yes.
Well, so far, we haven't had hits on anything that's come back.
Good.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is round two, so we didn't have anything.
Yep.
Okay, good.
It's 2 rounds, 6 months apart, so we haven't had hits for any of the things they're looking for.
Good news. Thank you. Future agenda items.
I just have
I was gonna say, I don't know if this is future or not, but I want to hear something about the security systems. I saw something in your report from your meetings, but the project for, putting security in all the areas. I don't know if you want to add that
Right.
to us or give us a brief right now and then maybe add it on here.
Brief right now, and then we can add it for the next
Yeah.
round as well. We did we did pour all of the bases for the towers.
Okay.
We did that last Monday.
All right.
So we're waiting for that to cure. We imagine first part of January because it's been so wet.
Right.
First
Yeah.
part of January, we'll get the poles, which have been delivered. We'll get them installed. Most of the hardware is in. We're still waiting for a few pieces, but all that should be here by the time January gets here, and we'll have that up. We have been tentatively scheduling mid-January for the
Okay.
NG to come out and finish installation of the solar repairs.
Okay.
So,
Those systems work on grid or off grid?
so I believe most of those are solar powered, aren't they?
They're
They'll have their own little.
That's the bumping.
So these are at the solar fields, and
Right.
this is all the security for the solar fields, and the actual repairs to the electrical that was stolen from the solar fields will occur once the cameras are operational.
So these will be cellular cameras, and they'll have their own dedicated solar cell. and
Small
battery
solar
to
panel.
power it.
Good.
Not to confuse the giant solar field with the little tiny solar.
And I take it you're
Camera.
going to, is Chris going to climb all the poles, install this stuff
He has
himself?
promised he will.
Okay, good. I want pictures. Yes. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we,
Get to grease the pole before.
Yeah, grease the pole. Okay, I don't know if you want to add it here, just to keep us updated, or you want to, yeah,
we can do that.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's on the agenda for the regular board.
Yeah,
meeting.
okay.
I do have one question for the board. Because the GA at the last meeting signed a new agreement with the city that they will still pay the city for the legal fees. However, the city no longer, or the GA no longer has the rights to the water from the recycled, from
Right.
the wastewater treatment plant. So this, that's a significant change. And I don't know at what point we want to have public discussions about the fact that at this point in time, anyone could go and negotiate with the city for the rights to the water off of the proposed wastewater treatment plant. So the real decision is, when do we want to actually start talking about that?
I don't know that. Okay, I've thoroughly read the agreement that Searles Valley Minerals has made with GA. An intricate part of it is that they're taking the wastewater.
Oh, it
Not-
is,
not that-
okay.
Not that they're saying we've signed to agree. They said the city can now give it to you, basically what it says. So it looks to me like they're going to have the first bite at that apple. And in my opinion, I think what I would rather do is keep in touch with Searles Valley Minerals, because they've said all along, they don't know what the solution to that water is. We don't know if it's taking it in some form or not at all, or maybe working with you to take some. So I get the feeling they would like to partner with us on it, but I think they need to make the move based on what I've read. I think the lawyers can probably fill us more on it. What I've read about it is, don't forget, because they have agreed to take the 2,000 acre feet now. Remember, it went from 22 to 2,000 to 14 to 11, and now it's back to 2,000. That they agreed to use that. The agreement was that we'll stop pumping that much from this aquifer once they develop that. So it's really just, I don't know who wrote the agreement or how that was put in there, but to me, it's very wishy-washy. How's it going to work and what's going to happen? But it's clear to me that the GA wants to push us out of that business and strictly give Searles Valley the only control over that water.
And the
But
city.
so our thing is to work with them. So whether we want to start bringing it up, or we just want to, once the dust settles from this agreement, that we start talking with Searles Valley Minerals. Where are they going to go with that article of the agreement? What do they intend to do with it?
Did the GA put in there like a time frame saying you have to develop and use it?
I didn't see one.
So
I've read it 2 or 3 times. I did not see one.
I think
Yeah.
I would take from your conversation that we will leave that topic off of the upcoming agenda for the regular meeting until
Yes.
we can have a chance to maybe discuss our strategy a little more.
My
fully.
hopes is that Searles Valley Minerals will come to us and say, how can we partner on this? What can we do as a team to make this work for both of us? Because, running a pipeline down there is very expensive. They obviously still have to, if they're going to use it in the plant, it's still got to be well treated, because if they're going to use it in the boilers, there's so many things that haven't been considered. The GA just said, oh, they get 2,000 acre feet of water and they don't have to pump that much, which is way off base from understanding the complexity of the problem.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah.
Didn't
And
answer it.
And I have no problem with our engineers giving whoever Dennis wants them to talk to start having a conversation about it. I mean, that's where I would go. I would just let the engineering groups say, if you guys are pursuing this, would you want to involve us? And I think the answer is going to be yes.
I think and we've already made it clear that, I think you brought it up, that we don't want to be putting any money in this until there's a guarantee that the water district has some meaningful role with respect to the decisions about recycled water. And this agreement that you just mentioned doesn't help clarify any of that at all. So
And Searles Valley Minerals has said that we don't even know if anything may be cost prohibitive, anything, based on 2,000 acre feet and the condition we need the water in. So there's so much there. To me, it's an engineering question now. Engineering wise, what is the most cost effective way to utilize that water between here and Searles Valley Minerals? And to me, I think that we can approach them, and heck, I'll approach Dennis and ask him if when they want to move forward on this, that they contact our general manager and let our engineers sit down and start talking and working out something.
It's all going to depend how much treatment that the water is going to need for their usage.
Their usage, they use, there's 3 ways they use water. One is potable water, right? And that's for Trona as well as in the plant. The second one they use is they use a lot of water from the lake out there for washing down things. There's a whole system that does nothing but wash the tanks, wash the ground, wash everything. Then they have another system of water, which is to feed their boilers. That takes you literally got to take water and you got to deionize it and
Those
all
are
kinds of super treatment to do to it.
it'll destroy the boiler.
Yeah. So that's the 3 types of water they use. Everybody thinks they use one type of water for everything. or two. How did Mick always say? They wash rocks.
So they
Yeah.
already have a treatment system now to make the water ultra pure for their boilers?
For the
They
ships.
do. They take water from, part of the water they pump. Some of it goes in, for domestic use, goes to the arsenic plant and everything else that they use, just like we do here. The other part of it goes through that treatment facility to make it for their boilers. And if that's what they're talking about using it for, then they got a long ways to go on using wastewater.
And money.
Yeah, and money, and a pipeline too. My answer to your question is, I think what ought to happen is I can breach you with Dennis when I get a chance. I'll talk to him and say, if you're ready to move on this, when you get ready to move on this, please give us a call, and we're willing to work with you on it. We may find out it's not even economically feasible.
Yeah.
But in GA's mind, it's 2,000 acre feet that's going to relieve pressure on our aquifer because someone's going to use it for potable water where they don't have to pump. And I still think we're a ways from that.
So my takeaway is that staff will await your direction and the
Okay.
board's direction on, and we're going to leave it off the agenda for
Yeah.
now to give you guys a chance to make contact.
The next meeting you have with Ron, how much longer is Ron going to be in that position? When's he retiring?
End of this month.
Oh, is he?
I'll probably have coffee with him sometime.
Have coffee before then and say, hey, since you guys have control of that wastewater now, what's your thoughts on it? And that just, sort of,
Yeah, and I'm sure
feel like-
Ron he'll tell me what he thinks. I'll tell you that.
I know that. Yeah, he has no problem with that. So he's going to the retirement's the end of the month, huh?
That's what we hear.
So you'll be meeting with Travis. Okay.
We know who the new guy is?
Yeah, Travis Reed.
Really?
They hired him, when he didn't take this job, they hired him as assistant city manager. Is that what yeah, with the intention to move him into it.
I'm sorry, I was off on a different.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was thinking a different Ron, but
Okay.
yeah, I didn't realize he was retiring this.
Yeah, he's retiring in a
On
month.
Strand, yeah.
Yeah.
So. I'm
But
sure
yeah,
we'll-
just ask him at the
yeah,
next
We'll have
meeting.
coffee this week and I'll see what.
Hey,
he-
since you guys, since the GA doesn't control that water anymore and you do, what's your intentions with it?
Okay.
And he may give you his legal interpretation. Well, legally, it has to go to, just pump him for information is what I'm saying.
Yep.
You'll get it. All right.
Okay, and this is not really related to P&E, but it sort of kind of is. We fielded a question from a local citizen about damage to Indian Kern Road that was making a challenge for some of the bicyclists. And I drove by that area and it's been fixed. Do we know who fixed it by chance?
What was this?
It must have been across the street from the towing facility or the towing business, just
Right there across from Inyo County, right off of Brady.
east
Oh,
of
I know.
Brady.
Okay, yeah.
There was damage, looked like a truck trailer jack
Yeah.
had fallen and the truck had drove, probably about 20, 30 feet. Made a big gouge and the bicyclists were having to go out into traffic to avoid it because it would tumble.
On
the
Indian
bike
Kern Road.
right
Yeah.
through it, yeah. So
Yeah.
it was a bit of a hazard.
It wasn't us that fixed it, John.
No, sir.
Somebody got to it before us.
Let me fix
Okay.
it.
No, what we did is I followed up like I
yeah,
told you I
appreciate
would. I never heard back from Caltrans. So if they did fix it, thank you. But I don't know if it was them or not. I did send a request to find out and they never
It
returned.
doesn't look like it was rolled.
No,
It
Looks-
may have been tamped, but it looks like it's
It's
got a
kinda like-
crown on it.
yeah.
So it could have been, Joe
like
Blow
we
just
talked
bought the
about.
gold stuff. At
Is there a
Home Depot
bicycle
did
path
stuff
on Indian Kern Road?
Yes, and that's where what happened was there was a semi trailer.
outside the white line.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, at the bike path right there, a semi trailer
Okay.
had fallen in a leg, dug a groove.
Oh, I see. And they were calling us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Big-
Because we'd just been there.
We had just
Yeah.
done the construction.
They just assumed it was us and
All right.
and his crew were able to determine it wasn't. and-
Well, you're quick. You got it fixed for them already. You're fast.
Okay, then, we will adjourn at 3:38.
And see, you're here if you want